So insulin is a hormone from your pancreatic beta cells. It is released into blood in response to glucose. Now, insulin resistance means that your cells, the cell receptors for insulin become rusty or blocked or don't respond well to insulin. And in this effect, the pancreas responds by pumping even more insulin into your system, leading to hyperinsulinemia. Today, my plan was to jump straight to how to reverse insulin resistance, but I thought it wise to give you a glimpse of hyperinsulinemia complications, or the complications of hyperinsulinemia, to give you the motivation to work hard towards really reducing your levels of insulin in the body as a whole. So, number one complication is insulin resistant progression. It has started and it will progress if you don't reverse it. Meaning, having chronic high insulin levels will downregulate insulin resistance the more, aggregating or aggravating insulin resistance the more. Number two is prediabetes to type 2 diabetes. Remember, if you are living unhealthily, you might be prediabetic and you don't know. So this will be aggravated to type 2 diabetes. How? Beta cell hyperactivity, which will lead to oxidative stress and which will lead to beta cell apoptosis. Apoptosis is a programmed cell death. Net effect is reduced insulin output, which will lead to hyperglycemia, kabisa, and then you have diabetes now. And number three, weight gain and obesity. And how does hyperinsulinemia do this? Insulin will promote lipogenesis. Lipogenesis is accumulation of fat. Insulin is the number one fat storage hormone, and it's also a growth hormone to some extent. So remember that video that we said, inachukua fats and it puts there and it says chome, and that means it downregulates lipolysis. Lipolysis is the breakdown of these fats. Number four is gynecomastia and low testosterone. And how? Low SHBG. SHBG is sex hormone binding globulin. The more you have sex hormone binding globulin, the less free sex hormones are around. The less you have this, the more free are around. So hyperinsulinemia leads to low or reduced levels of SHBG, and this means you have, if you're a man, you have a lot of testosterone. And when you have a lot of, remember this this thing happens in those people who are insulin resistant, and so when they are insulin resistant, they have a lot of fats being stored around the belly or something. And then we said, when you have a lot of fats, there's an enzyme called aromatase, and this enzyme converts free testosterone to estrogen, even worsening the gynecomastia, the low libido that you already have. So high insulinemia, hyperinsulinemia will lead to low levels of SHBG, which is the sex hormone binding globulin, and this will lead to a lot of free testosterone flying around. And we have a lot of testosterone flying around and you're already insulin resistant, meaning you already have a lot of fat storage in your body. There's a lot of aromatase in you, which will convert this free testosterone to estrogen, and then you'll have all these female characteristics, okay? PCOS, and PCOS we said is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now we are talking about hyperinsulinemia in women. So this will upregulate LH, which is luteinizing hormone androgen synthesis in the ovarian theca cells. And now this one had to reduce SHBG levels from the liver, and now this is free testosterone in a woman, promoting PCOS, okay? Number 6 is cancer risk. Remember I said cancer risk including breast, colorectal, endometrial, pancreatic, even benign cancers like what? Fibroids. Remember I said insulin is the main fat storage hormone, and it also is a growth hormone, okay? And hyperinsulinemia, it activates, this one will lead to increased cell proliferation or longevity, and then reduce apoptosis. Remember we said apoptosis is programmed cell death. So when there's reduced programmed cell death and increased proliferation, this is how cancer forms, remember? Number 7 is skin tags. Still on the matter of growth hormone, it activates insulin and growth hormone pathways. IGF-1 receptor pathways will be activated in keratinocytes, which will lead to dermal fibroblasts and then epidermal hyperplasia, which you see as skin tags. And number 8 is cognitive decline, Alzheimer's disease. Remember, there's less uptake of glucose everywhere in the body, including the brain. So if there's less uptake of glucose in the brain in the presence of hyperinsulinemia, I can't imagine what will happen to your neurons. I'm not even done and I'm already non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, dyslipidemia, atherosclerosis, hypertension, low-grade inflammation, sleep disturbances by disrupting your sleep-wake cycle. Hyperinsulinemia is really bad. So why should you care even if you are a non-diabetic? I already said it. Insulin resistance can exist for years before blood sugar even shows as abnormal, because you'll be checking your blood sugar, it's just okay. This is called compensated insulin resistance. Okay, and it will drive all those complications that we've talked about up there even before you progress to diabetes. So this is the part where we move to restoration. How to reverse insulin resistance. Number 1, just lower the constant insulin spike. Ask me how. 1, cut out or sharply reduce added sugars in sodas, in sweets, sweetened tea, coffee, blah 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 blah. And then you reduce carbohydrates. As you limit those carbohydrates, substitute them with complex carbs, add a protein to every meal, okay, or even healthy fats, avocado, to slow sugar absorption and sugar release into your system. Number 2, eat in a way that you will give your insulin a break, okay? So avoid snacking every time. 2 to 3 proper meals is okay, okay? And then you consider 12 to 14 hours overnight fasting. So maybe have your dinner at 7 p.m. and then breakfast at night. And then in that breakfast, you add some protein. And then number 3, fix the fat in the liver and muscles. Exercise regularly, whether it's brisk walking, whether it's cycling, whether it's swimming. Make sure your muscles are active. Then you can do 2 to 3 days of strength training. Then if you're overweight, just lose about 5 to 10%. It will restore insulin sensitivity by a great margin. I know weight loss is a tough, long journey. It can be done. Control your sleep and stress. Okay, go to bed and wake up at regular times. Then you manage your stress. Pray, meditate, light evening walks, feel the earth, and repair your gut and inflammation. Because chronic inflammation worsens insulin resistance, and high insulin worsens inflammation. A very bad loop. Then avoid processed junk and excessive alcohol. Avoid excessive alcohol. To top it off, fermented foods to heal your gut. And then if you can check your hormones and the medical causes, because you might be having PCOS and you don't know. In the presence of PCOS, all these things are upregulated. You can be having thyroid disease, so check your thyroid hormones so that you treat any underlying diseases alongside lifestyle changes. And then don't substitute supplements for food. Use them alongside food and lifestyle changes. I hope that this video drives you towards reducing your levels of insulin in the blood plus glucose.